Well, if you were paying attention over the weekend, you may have heard a canceled DC project actually leaked to the internet. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about Scooby-Doo and Krypto 2 and what is going on with this project. Well, over the weekend, we had some really unexpected news. And before we dive into it, I'm going to be pretty clear. I'm not showing any of it here. I'm very sure Warner Bros. Discovery is seriously unhappy about this, likely to issue copyright strikes. And although it's available elsewhere, I'm going to let you guys find your own way to the project. Now, over the weekend, we found out that the entire Scooby-Doo DC crossover movie, Scooby-Doo and Krypto 2, has leaked in its entirety online. Now, this film was in that pile of scrap projects that WB tossed out for tax purposes and reportedly was placed, quote, under lock and key, but now has somehow managed to leak. This actually marks the first time any of these projects that were scrapped have leaked out to the internet, and it has fans talking about other possibilities. Now, if you remember last summer, Warner Bros. Discovery started canceling a number of planned projects, with Scooby-Doo and Krypto 2 being one of them, but one of the more high-profile projects being BATGIRL. Now, this was reportedly done as a cost-cutting measure, with the company taking tax write-downs on multiple projects, meaning these can never officially be released to the public and they can never actually make any profit off of them. Well, this honestly created a lot of hurt feelings with fans, maybe not so much for Scooby-Doo, but for that BATGIRL film. And up until this point, many people figured we would never see a frame of any of this content. But with this past weekend's leak, fans are now reconsidering what's going on. The biggest question fans are asking now is what else is going to leak? And could the unfinished BATGIRL movie somehow make its way onto the internet also? We heard from many of the actors and the crew and the directors about how great the movie was, how far into production it was, and the exact status of the film. In case you didn't know, the film was completely shot and in the editing and special effects phase. The cast and crew were completely unaware the cancellation was happening. As a matter of fact, the directors found out on social media this happened, and this honestly led to a ton of fan outrage, not only over the project being canceled, but how Warner Bros. Discovery handled that cancellation. Now, as far as Scooby-Doo goes, this really is a bummer because Scooby-Doo has a long history of doing crossovers with various DC characters. The 1980s Scooby-Doo adventures saw multiple episodes where the crew hooked up with Batman and Robin to face off with enemies like the Joker and the Penguin, and many people were pretty excited to see Scooby-Doo team up with Krypto. Krypto had 2 seasons on Cartoon Network, and seeing the two characters team up on the big screen, especially as a follow-up to this year's League of Super Pets, was probably pretty anticipated by many fans, and honestly, I was disappointed when this was canceled. Now, the film has a ton of DC characters beyond Krypto and the Scooby-Doo crew. I haven't seen it yet, but it is being reported that Superman, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, Barry White, Wonder Woman, Solomon Grundy, Harley Quinn, the Joker, the Flash, and Lex Luthor are all part of this project. It additionally has a pretty all-star voice cast, including Frank Megatron Welker, Nolan North, Tara Strong, and Grey Griffin. The whole thing being canceled was a huge bummer. And like I said, it is available online if you go and look for it. I know it's on archive.org, and I'm going to check it out. I just don't know how much we'll be covering the film to try to avoid the ire and copyright strikes from Warner Bros. Discovery. But we'll have to wait and see.